All right, so I realized something about myself as I was playing through the first two of these games. And one is that whole stream of consciousness thing that I've been wanting to do, just to, like I was saying, give people with these neurodivergent disorders a safe place to like come and unmask. Playtime! I do that so much better and show what it looks like and what it feels like and sounds like in, my head every day, all day. I can do that better if I don't have to actually really pay attention to what I'm doing. And I have played these games so many damn times that they're kind of like muscle memory at this point. I just realized I didn't. God bless America. Okay, hold on. I have to. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I have to start us over because I didn't do my settings. And oh my God, I even said, don't forget to do your settings before you start the video. Happens all the fucking time. Okay, let's see. We'll keep the dialogue and everything up, main volume, but I'm going to try to get that down just a little bit. Saturation, context, camera shake. No, I don't like that. Whatever. Vignette, no. So this is the game I was telling you that when, oh my God, I inverted the x-axis one time by accident, didn't even realize it, could not figure out what the fuck was wrong with my controller, and I was like, I just paid $60 for this controller, it cannot be broken already. Anyway, so the I invert y-axis. What was I saying? So if I don't have to pay attention, I've played these games so many times. No. Oh my God. I just did that. That I can talk and, do all of that and still be able to not just like completely freaking die, right? So, yeah, so I'm excited to do that with you. Let's talk about hyperfixation for a minute, because that is a thing. Basically, what happens is, and again, I'm just describing like how it feels for me. When they say neurodivergence is a spectrum, they do mean it. Like it goes from extreme to more mild and everything in between. So I am talking about me. Mine are mild, well, moderate, I would say, enough that I need to be medicated in order to help me function throughout the day, and enough that it does interfere with things I will straight up forget. Like if I don't have calendar reminders for everything, and I use my Amazon devices for reminders for everything, if I don't do that, I would forget like that my mother exists. Not even joking. Birthdays, weddings, anything like that. I am doing flowers for a couple of friends' weddings, and I was literally just staring at my feet just now because they're in the sun, and I was thinking I'm gonna get a sunburn, and that's why I wasn't doing anything on the screen. Okay, so see, that's what it's like, and it's just kind of it's frustrating on one level that back in the 80s when I was first initially diagnosed with the sensory processing disorder, based on the fact that I think the biggest key to it was shoes. My mom would put shoes on me, and she would say I would just immediately start screaming. And then as soon as I was old enough to actually tell her about it and tell her why, it was a very specific seam on the sock, that one that runs across the tip of your toes instead of across like your knuckles of your toes, right? I cannot handle them. And I would scream and cry like you'd been sticking me with needles. Like it was just from the time I was an infant on. And so my mother would drive all over town trying to find socks that I would tolerate. And when she would find ones that I liked, I would touch them, and I have a stim on them, right? I'll rub them against my face. I do all of the things if they're super soft. She would buy like 10 packs of those socks in different sizes just to make sure that she wasn't going to run out and that I would have socks that I could tolerate. And so when I say like that's the sensory processing disorder, there are certain textures that my brain processes as blah, 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 painful. It returns a pain response to that, and I gotta fix this because my TV input is too dark with the window open. It's such a beautiful day. I just needed to get some sunshine. That's not the button I was trying to do. Sorry, you won't see what I'm doing on my TV right now because you can't see that, but I'm just adjusting my picture really quick. so so yeah, she would buy that stuff for me. And so for me, one of the biggest hyperfixations for me has always been video games, and I've always been really good at them. And one of the things is like seeing patterns. I see patterns everywhere, right? And so I can look at video games and think like I can see the pattern of influence from this real world event. I don't think people realize there's that big controversy with video games, right? It can be damaging to some people. It can be uniquely helpful to others. For me, I find it to be helpful. But video games cause violence. Being human beings causes violence. Like humans don't need video games to be just brutal to each other. We've always been this way. So, and also there has to be an underlying something to that. Like there's got to be something else going on within a brain. If you see me pause for a second, it's because this game glitches, and if it glitches while I'm jumping, I die. I am able to see the patterns in, stuff like that. Okay, video games cause violence, but also you just said your kid was diagnosed with some form of mental illness that makes them more susceptible to following things like that, right? So for me, I've been playing shooters since I was like 5, and I have never just like gone off and I've never even gotten in a bar fight. I've come close a couple of times, usually stepping in because drunk girls anyway. So men aren't supposed to hit women, but nothing says that I can't knock somebody out if they are harassing or abusing a guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, so where the fuck was I going with that? This is how my brain is all the time, y'all. What was I going? Video games and violence. So just think like it's just kind of human nature, right? And so on the other end of things, you have people who we can't skip these videos in this one, and it's so fucking annoying. We have people on the other end who find it useful in dementia patients, in especially elderly dementia patients. I guess that would be most of them, wouldn't it? It has shown that older adults that play video games have fewer negative cognitive symptoms associated with their disease. You want to hear all the screams of the smiling critters. That's why I'm doing this. So they would have these older adults play these games and found out that their cognition was actually better, and it kind of reduces some of the severity of those symptoms, right? So it's like anything that we do, it is a mixed bag. 100%, right? It's not, this kid is so fucking annoying. So it just depends. So it's just interesting to me to see the patterns in the games and go, actually, that looks like that real world event. And I promise you that it wasn't video games that caused that major tragedy, right? Like, because you take creators and creatives take things that they see and they build off of that into their games, and so you start seeing that stuff in the games when you look for that. We all kind of tell stories based on our own lived experience, right? Because that's our view, and that's our foundation for how we see the world and everything. And video games are no different. He's distracting me, so, and I can't make him stop talking, but I can shut my mouth for a second. Maybe.
The smiling critters. There used to be 8 of them, I think. Now it's just him. Lake here is his church, his hunting ground. Whatever he wants it to be. You better get moving quickly. We'll keep in touch.
I don't know why.
My name is Ali. Nice to meet you.
I do not know why I stopped and waited for him to talk before I activated the switch. It's like I just gotta sit there.
Come with me. Here, follow me.
So video games drawing on real world comparisons, that's what I wanted to actually go into. This was something that I just found so fascinating. You know, think about this game. If you know the lore, kids have been experimented on, and these creatures that we are trying not to die from are actually children that have been transformed. So think about, people are like, oh, how are you're not drawing like real world conclusions from CIA experiments on kids or whatever. You are, though. That is the thing. If you can, and if you know where to look, you can find some of these declassified documents about, I don't know, for instance, Project Paperclip. If you've played Outlast, you've heard that. Project Paperclip was the United States after World War II, after the Nazis fell and everything, kind of just quietly brought some of their scientists over to the United States, gave them protection, a new identity, and a lab in which to continue their experiments. That is a real thing that happened. The United States brought Nazi scientists who were running horrific experiments on human beings to the United States to continue that work. Where do you think so much of our medical innovation has come from? Okay, so much of what we practice in modern medicine comes from Nazi scientists that were brought over here. So it's, when you think about it in those contexts, right? You look at this and you think, well, they're experimenting on these kids, but for what? As you kind of go through the game, one of the big things that pops up is like weapons testing, right? We know they experiment with biological weapons all the time. You're talking about like trained packs of dogs or viruses or anything like that, right? So what's to stop them from experimenting on human beings to try to improve longevity? Because, I mean, treating disease is improving longevity, right? And if you think nobody in the world is in a lab somewhere right now trying to perfect immortality, I don't know what to say after that. Just, you got to go back and read those documents, the MK Ultra stuff. Like, it's wild what government bodies, not even just in the United States, but what government bodies in general in these large countries do to their own citizens in the name of science and progress, right? It's crazy. The first time I ever came in here and I saw this, oh, I actually teared up. If this is the first time you've ever watched this game, I'm so sorry I denied you that moment just now. Think about it. Think about it. There's deep, deep underground. What better place? I just wish that there weren't predators quite literally fucking everywhere in the world, and that you couldn't guarantee the safety of kids in something like this. Eh. No, it's awful. I hate it.
Now look at it. Anyways, do you see that statue in the middle of the room? Take the stairs that go under it. There's a really cool room in there that powers literally all of Playcare.
Is that elephant eating something? Oh, no, he's just got vines growing off of him. So, yo, I am not going to go under the statue yet. I'm going to do a trophy run just to kind of show you the different things. And there is one that Ollie is about to get very upset with me. It takes him so long, oh my God, to, like, sometimes I'm just like, why? Okay. Hang on. Okay, sorry. So I had opened the window because it's such a beautiful day outside, and it was blinding me, and also I could not see what was going on my screen. So, okay. We get a flashlight in a little bit, but it's so damn bright. And you can't turn it off. It's kind of one of the malfunctions in this game. You'll hear that some of the controls were just like kind of messed up. That's one of them. It would have been nice to be able to turn the flashlight on and off, but you couldn't. And it's so bright. You'll see. Okay, so we got all this little candy over here. I'm relearning my controls again. There we go. Okay. We got a mommy long leg head. I wonder if that's from a toy. Is that blood? That's got to be blood. Okay. We have PJ Puffs. Fuck that guy. Boogie Bites. He's cool. Diet. I don't know what that is. A Huggy Wuggy face. It's funny. Just thinking about what I remember, right, and what I don't. Why couldn't I jump? Okay, thank you. My brain will latch onto things like this, and I get just super hyper fixated on them, and I learn everything about them, and I want to know everything about them, and I want to play all the games. I have literally never looked at the sign before, so this is one. I have played these games dozens of times. And then, like, for the longest time there, I would play through them. Once I got the fourth game, I would play through them, and then I would start over, so for like months. And that's how my brain works. That's how I hyperfixate. Dino dots, that's what those are. Okay. But I do not remember, or I miss things, right? Because of that. I get confident, and I'm not necessarily like looking at it through fresh eyes. I might be doing something like reobtaining a trophy or going for a trophy. Like, what am I missing? And it says, like this one, for instance, to get scolded by Ollie, right? But I couldn't figure out how. And it was like the only trophy I had left. It was really annoying. And even then, I didn't really like stop to just kind of really look at these things. So it's kind of, I think I'm gonna have to brighten up this video for you, because it's just so bright. And okay, I have to close the curtains on that window. Okay, all right, I think I'm good. God damn it. I guess we're not going for there's a trophy for getting through the game without launching your grab hands more than 200 times. But I keep putting the controller in my lap. No, it doesn't want me to go back there. Where am I? Okay. So I keep accidentally hitting it with my thigh. I just realized I've got no freaking clue if that trophy popped or not, because I walked away for a second. Let me... what did I get? I got Welcome to Playcare. And we didn't get scolded by Ollie yet. Okay. So it takes, even after I play the game, it becomes a blur. It's definitely worth it to take the moment to just kind of look around and refamiliarize again. And it's almost like playing it for the first time again. I like it. It's fun. I haven't played in a few months, and so... And, as I said, I don't have a PC, so I can't get the 5th game, so, I actually probably won't do a first-time playthrough with that on video. I will probably play it a few times, figure out how to 100% it, and then record a video, because I'm having more fun. And it's not that Banban's an awful game. It's not. It's just not capturing my attention the way that most games that I continuously replay, it is not capturing my attention the way that those do. So it's not to say that it's bad. It's just that my particular brain is not latching onto it for some reason. And so it's made it kind of hard to play. But I also just realized the whole point of these videos, as I said at the beginning of this one, was to kind of give you an idea of what's going on through my head. And I can't really do that if I'm having to like narrate or read things or whatever. So I'm not going to do that. All right. So this is a trophy. There's a radio back here. God, I love this song. I love this song so much. Oh, he's just got such a lovely voice. And, it's a beautiful song. It's well written and surprisingly deep for a video game. Okay, I'm going. See, there we go, finally. So I've been listening to some of his other music, not necessarily just the video game stuff, and he's such a talent. I am just so, and I think I had read somewhere that he's autistic, and it just makes my little heart happy to hear that, because it's like, I don't know, it's nice to see people thriving in their own self and not masking and hiding it from people because it's not widely accepted. And some behaviors are disruptive. A lot of the behaviors are disruptive, and I know that. And so I get it. I'm pretty good at putting that mask on. I thankfully work with one of my closest friends who is also got ADHD, and I can just unmask around her, and it's so nice. It's interesting. I think neurodivergent, I actually have several friends, right? I think neurodivergent people tend to find each other, right? Because we can just be our zany selves. and we don't have to pretend. We can, you know, we can play on the playground at 11 o'clock at night after a Weird Al concert. And we don't need drugs or alcohol to do it, right? So, yeah, that was a good night. That was a really good night. And I still climb trees, and I still like to play in the mud, and obviously I still like video games. They've been kind of a safe spot for me, just fantasies and different things in general. I like video games because you can immerse yourself in them, although I don't really have any problem with that per se, because I can read a book and do the same thing. I read the Neverending Story. I used to read it once a year. God damn it. And, thank you. And, I used to read the Neverending Story once a year, and I've probably not read it in about 5 years now. And I did that on purpose because after a while, of course, it gets kind of old, right? So that is such an amazing novel. I just got the new Douglas Preston Lincoln Child book. I'm so excited. The Pendergast beginning story. If you have not ever read their books and you don't know who Agent Pendergast is, you need to rush thee to a bookstore and get yourself a copy of the book Relic by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. It is the coolest story. It's like a monster in the Museum of Natural History in New York City killing people. It's pretty fun. But then they just like exploded it out into these more wild and wild stories all the time. I wasn't sure about the time travel, but you know, I don't know. I dear sirs, I am so sorry I ever doubted you even one time. Okay, it was a fantastic book. So, all right. But I like video games because I actually get to. It's a little easier for me to just kind of get lost in the magic of it. As a result, and something I did as a kid, and I still do today, I'm gonna straight up admit it, I talk to myself a lot. But I also like narrate things, right? So I try to take things like this and put them into a comprehensive story that my brain can kind of really latch onto. And I do that so that I can pick apart the patterns and kind of like really look at the different things in the game to just solidify and enrich the narrative and like really grasp what, you know, the full magnitude of what was going on, right? So I would do like the employee maybe coming down, that's your character, with maybe other people, I don't know, siblings, or maybe just like strangers, or I don't know, breaks into it. Like, but I think if they do a movie and stuff, they've really got to have more than one person coming in here. I really do. I think that having like an employee and their sibling would be, what the hell am I doing? Would be like really, really good. Also, I don't think it should be a movie. I really feel like they need to turn this one into a TV series. They need to give it the Fallout treatment. Seriously, the show is so good. I actually really even love The Last of Us. I finally played the first game. I had not seen the first season yet. It had been out for... The second season was about to come out is what happened. So I went and bought the second game really fast and I just played through it really quickly. But I actually even really like The Last of Us. And yeah, okay, I get it. People are like annoyed about the casting. Yada yada yada. I get it. I have issues with, not with the actress that they chose for Abby, but the fact that she's so scrawny. And I hate to say that. Abby's build, her physique, it was an integral part of her story because it was her response to her trauma. It's like a big deal, right? Like you literally cut out an entire emotional chapter of this main character's life. I also think that Caitlin, is it Caitlin Deaver? I think she would have made a better Ellie. I love Bella Ramsey, do not get me wrong. I watched that TV series. How many times did I watch it? Well, my boyfriend and I binge watched it in like 3 days. And then I binge watched it again like 8 more times at work. Yeah. Like over the course of 2 weeks, I watched that show like a bazillion times. What am I... This happens whether I am talking or not. I just, so don't look at me like that. I will get lost in a thought and then I'll start thinking about that and I'll just be like, what was that guy's name? And then he played in that movie. Oh my god. Oh my god, I want a hot dog. Yeah, seriously. It's constant. It never fucking stops. What you are hearing coming out of my house is what comes out of my brain. It's what goes through my brain all day. So it's so weird to me when I ask people, like, don't you have like all these conversations and all these different thought threads, going at once? It's like somebody accidentally set fire to a fireworks factory and it's just been going off for 43 years. I don't know if that analogy worked the way I'd hoped it would. I might have to think about that, but I hope you get my idea. It's weird to me when I hear people say, no, my head is not just a constant cacophony of noises and random facts and, oh my God, I should have done that thing differently that I did 27 years ago, right? Like, it just all the time, all the freaking time. My brain can recycle a thought for decades. All right, one tip, turn left. And it's left, right, left, right, left, right for this first little section, but always start with left, that left turn thing. And they're right, it does feel more natural to go left. It does. Anyway, I had a bunch of points that I wanted to put in there. I would love to hear from other neurodivergent adults who are able to, adequately verbalize and feel comfortable sharing. Like, obviously, I don't give a shit. Just kind of what you think on that. Just the different symptoms and how they range in their severity for you, and what do you focus on more than anything? I've always focused more on... I'm gonna back out of the room really quick. Hi, Catnap! It glitches if you back out and then see it. Okay, so it's a... No, what did I just do? Okay, so I'm gonna turn, okay. So when you come out of the room, turn right, and then turn right again. You're basically making a U-turn. And then you start your left, right again. And then you should hear, by this point, you should hear Catnap purring on your right-hand side. If you don't hear him purring through the walls on your right-hand side, you went the wrong way. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. And so we talked about textures. I love the comfort sweats. I love them. Love them. Don't turn around on this point. It's because it gets you a trophy. So left, right, telephone, right, and then left, right, and then circles of lefts, okay? We're spinning around, we're going counterclockwise. We are summoning the I don't want to use that, it's too cliched. We are summoning the Goblin King. I don't know. That failed. See, my brain works very quickly sometimes, and I can come up with some really just, like, hilarious off-the-cuff stuff. Accidentally, though. The second I actually try to, like, make a joke, my brain just, like, somebody has slammed on the brakes, pulled the emergency brake, and put a concrete barrier in front of that thought. So, Comfort sweats. Do love them. They're expensive, though. And I don't think everybody can afford them. Like, I would love to have several more pair. The only reason I even have one is because I had gotten something for my sister for Christmas, and she... It didn't work for her, but they don't do, they don't let you return, like, they don't do refunds, they only do shop credits. But they gave me an extra discount, actually, for ordering something else, and so I got a pair of sweats, right? I was not going to get that money back anyway, so that's the only reason I got them. But just that really super soft inside of it, that, oh my God, I love it so much. And if Babe wasn't sleeping, I would go in there and get them, because now I want them. Texture is really important to me. If I touch a stuffed animal that has just like that perfect, like, unearthly softness, I am going to rub it on my face. And I try not to do that in the store because that's rude. So basically, I have a rule that if I grab a stuffed animal and it's so soft that I cannot stop myself from rubbing it on my face, it goes home with me. As a result, I have donated several very large lawn garbage bags of stuffed animals to fire departments and yeah, so yeah, I've got it down to one large net that's in the corner of our office and a handful of ones in our bedroom, but I yeah. So the ones that I've kept, like I have original Care Bears. I have a couple of OG Care Bears. I have a couple of OG Cabbage Patch dolls, pound puppies. I have a Rainbow Bright and one of the little sprites, the little blue one, and it's Baby Bright, so she has the star like swaddle that came with. So like I keep those. Obviously, I'm not letting go of those. Um, and I have a duck that one of my cats that I had literally his entire life for 17 years. Yes, you're supposed to do that. No, you can't get away from him. Um, I kept that. We rescued his mom and she gave birth on this stuffed ducky, and I kept that, because he was my baby, my Achilles, and I loved him, and I had him for 17 years. So yeah, textures, stimming. Let's see. So I work with the person that is my neurologist. Yes. And so it's kind of a fun dynamic that we have there. And I walked in to talk to them the other day. I say the other day, this was like weeks ago. But I walked in to talk to them, and they look up at me and go, as this person walks in autistically. I was walking in on my toes, because it just feels good. Sometimes it's a way I reset my system. So it's like, I'm gonna step up on these and I'm gonna do this until my legs feel like they're attached to my body again. It's a whole thing. Depersonalization is a big thing for me, I think, because my brain just does not process that input properly, and so sometimes, very occasionally, I feel very detached from the world. I'm just like, wait a minute, okay. So I'll jump up on my toes, or I'll go outside and sit in the grass and run my fingers through the blades of grass, right? Or, just like different things, sensory things that I can control, so that my system can just kind of shut the hell up and do what it's supposed to be doing. So, yeah.
Subject is safe.
All right.
Designated 1322.
I don't know the difference between, some people say that autism spectrum disorder is a sensory processing disorder. Some people say vice versa. I don't know. I just know it was sensory integration dysfunction when I was a kid. That's what they called it, because my brain doesn't take sensory input and process it properly, right? So as it's trying to integrate that input into its consciousness, it stumbles and it fucks up, and that's why something that you might think feels perfectly fine and soft to me feels like needles or sandpaper, and I cannot tolerate it. So just how my brain is wired. I'm functional though. I mean, I guess they call it high functioning. Hi, Kissy. I don't know. I'm just me. I wouldn't be if my mother hadn't been such a freaking hound about it, because there was no help for somebody like me when I was a kid. They wanted to drug me and forget about me. And that wasn't... She had an occupational therapist that she knew basically gave her some free help, because the insurance wouldn't cover it. They're like, you can drug her and that's all we're going to do for you. So my mom did the research on her own, and then she went to my teacher when I was in elementary school, and she was like, so give her the assignment one paper at a time. Don't give her a bunch of papers at a time. And my grades just shot up. They had me on Ritalin for a while, but it really, really messed with my stomach, and I did not like the way I felt on it. That's why I went with the atomoxetine. It's not a stimulant. I take it before bed. And it makes me sleepy, actually. When I first started taking it, I would take it when I would get to work or on the way to work, and I would be ready for a nap within 20 minutes of getting there. So I don't know. No. Nope.
Still hungry.
Cool. Glad.
I'm Picky Pig.
So the cool thing about this is if I just kind of just hit the PlayStation and I can look at the trophies, it'll tell me like how many of the things that I need. Do you see that? That's cool. So like I know I've picked up 4 of 12 VHS tapes. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Anyway, I've found online classes have been absolutely fantastic for me. For that reason, because I don't have to put on pants if I don't want to. I can take my shoes off and rub them in the carpet, and I don't have to worry about like contracting something like, you know, tetanus or something. I really just love these games. I don't know. It's that pattern finding that I was talking about, where I can look at the different, you know, government documents or whatever that I read, or the different history classes that I've taken, or different anthropology classes that I've taken. And so I know like different things that happened, different things that our country has done, different things that other countries have done. Like I said, in the name of science and progress, that were actually just really fucked up. And so when I play these, I'm like, oh, I can see elements of X, Y, and Z right here. And this feels like right here. But that's also why, like, I do the narration in my head as I'm walking around, because I'm processing what I've seen in the game. And then I'm, like, pretend writing a script for characters and how they might act if they were actually, you know, at playtime, right? And what that does is it helps me connect the dots between different papers that I've read, different videos that I've watched, right? Or the different lore bits that I've seen. And it's just really fun. So, you know, I don't do that when other people are not around, but... Okay, sometimes I get knocked off of this one and it makes me mad, because then I have to run down the hall, and it's such a long hall. Alright. Couple things about this spot right here. If you're going for the, so it's the don't launch your grab hand under 200 times. If you're going for that here, I'm going to show you a couple of things, because you can take your mask off in here, and then there's a blue hand to get out. Don't do that, because that's a grab hand launch. I have already like busted that number, I'm sure, but I'm not worried about it. Set a trophy run. I don't care if it's 100% or not necessarily. Although once I get out of Home Sweet Home here, I am going to do the little thing where I have to pause the game, go to the title menu, exit the game, launch the game. Again, that's just because I'm using a throwaway profile. I got it. See, I got there. It took a second. It's just because I'm using a throwaway profile, so the data doesn't sync right. Actually, I might do that. I think I'm going to do that now. Title screen, yes. And the reason I go to the title screen first is because it like kind of forces the game to reset, or it forces it to save it rather, so I don't run into I first discovered it in the Smiling Critters area when they would not stop coming. Like, they just literally wouldn't stop coming, and so I couldn't do the normal tricks that I do to get through that. And then I noticed it again when I tried using, well, that was the glitch. The Smiling Critters glitch to get to the outside of the map. Like, if you're wanting to proceed through the game after that, if you're like wanting to use that to skip the Smiling Critters, don't. Because it deactivates your ability to get into the counselor's office. Or to get not to get into the counselor's office, but to get the power cord from the counselor's office. So don't do that. I will show you how to get through there without dying. All right. I have no idea what I was even talking about, and I don't care. I don't care. I don't got anything to do today. I don't need to do anything. but just sit here and enjoy one of my favorite games. I go a little quiet for a little bit, just watch the game. Just chill. I don't feel the need to run my mouth constantly. I won't. Honestly, I kind of... It's funny, I say I kind of don't. I because I've been doing these games and I get it out of my system, and then I don't have to talk. It's an urge. It really is. It's almost impulsively obsessive, and sometimes it's almost impossible not to. So we get labeled as rude and stuff like that, and it is rude to interrupt somebody. It definitely is. I'm not like knocking that. I'm really not. I get so excited about subjects sometimes where if I'm talking to somebody about them, I'll just go on and on and on and on. But if they start to respond, then I'm like super excited about that subject, and I go to respond, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's not because I'm trying to like be a dick. It's because if I don't say what I was thinking, I'll forget. And then I'd be really upset and frustrated, and then like, I don't know, it just kind of ruins my flow there. And that's just a thing. So like, it has to come out. It has to come out, or I'll fucking forget to say it. So I take notes. That's a thing. That's a thing. All right. But if it is something that I'm really excited about, or if I know a lot about, yeah. Sorry, I'm really not. And it's okay to say it too. Like for me, I always say it's okay to say it. Don't be a dick about it, right? Like, don't snap at me in front of a group of people, or, you know, whatever it is. Because now I just don't want to have anything to do with you. That sounded oddly specific.
This place makes her tense.
It's because it's happened to me my whole life, just throughout the years. And people, I think it's just a lot of people don't realize that how damaging that is. Because you're just, yes, I know, yes, I have this thing, but I also have code words and signals. And, you know, I may not see that I'm getting dysregulated, right? But you might know it if you know me well enough, right? There are different things you can do to interrupt that without humiliating me in front of people, right? Like, you don't have to do that. So, like, if you've got kids with ADHD, don't do that to them, please. Do not do that to them. Because constantly being snapped at and corrected in public, even when you're not doing anything wrong, it's so damaging, and it just makes you miserable, and like I don't want to talk at all, you know. And it got to that point for the longest time. I stuck around people who would do that to me constantly, and they just didn't. And it was like, you've known me for how long, and you still can't be bothered to use the code, or use the rub the back trick, or cough, or there's like probably thousands of things you can do to interrupt that or to signal it. And if you still don't even try, then you know, why am I? Yeah, I get it. And I'm not saying that I should just be allowed, but this is the thing that I want people to understand for kids, because as a kid that was super, super damaging. And I said I grew up in a high demand religion where conformity is godly, right? And if you aren't conforming, and you aren't doing what they tell you, and you aren't just like everybody else and being a little carbon copy, you're bad and you're going to hell, and Satan's gonna, you know, whatever. I mean, like, it segues into that. And they're saying, you might say that I'm oversimplifying that. I am oversimplifying it. I know there's a hell of a lot more that goes into that, but the amount of damage that it does to children. So please keep that in mind if you have neurodivergent kids, that constantly telling them that how their natural self is bad, and that they're a failure, or all the other horrible things that you can say are going to damage your kid, and potentially you could end up no contact with them later, because if you know, just don't do it. Try to understand and come up with those tips and tricks and those code words, obviously in more severe forms of things like autism. That's not going to work, right? But when, you know, a kid like that is dysregulated, they can't control it. And that's the other thing too, the judgment that people get when those kids have meltdowns in public. I used to go into the stores with my mom. I remember when all of the stores like Target and stuff had the circular racks. We would go into the store, and I would be instantly on sensory overload, and I would just dive into whatever the thickest rack of clothes was, because it dampened the sound. So and people would judge my
Grab
mother,
it and plug
and
it
they
in
would say nasty
underneath
comments
the
and stuff to her in public, and it's like, just stop. Like, you have no idea. You have no idea. And I know this was back in the 80s when it wasn't fully understood. It's still not fully understood, but just stop. If you see a kid having a meltdown and the parent isn't like yelling at them or hitting them, there's probably a reason for it. And I'm going to tell you right now, spanking doesn't fix neurodivergence. Okay? I can count on one hand the number of times my mother spanked me. I remember both times. And that wasn't a neurodivergent thing. I was being a little shit. Okay, like, it does nothing to correct or help your child with neurodivergent behavior.
We're already halfway done.
It just makes them afraid of you.
Where to go next? Everywhere is pretty dangerous around here. That playhouse especially. Yuck. So, your best bet is probably the school. Catnap usually leaves that.
You know, now that I think about it, I say I can count on one hand the number of times she spanked me. I can count on 2 fingers the number of times she spanked me. I'm not joking.
Okay.
Twice.
Take this quick.
Twice in my life, and that was it.
Generator, leave, and plug the
Okay.
school power cord into the center.
Because she knew that if I was dysregulated, it wouldn't do a goddamn thing.
Connect to you on that side of
Except
the dome.
upset me even worse. Okay.
There's someone else in there too. They're not your.
You have never heard a kid hold one single scream until they are purple and nearly passing out? Yeah. That would be a thing.
This is Miss Delight speaking. Please excuse the interruption. Students, remain
I
in your
had
seats until the bell
gone to
has
a
rung.
party
And no
at
going in the halls without a
my
hall
mom's,
pass.
I think it was her graduate advisor's house when I was a kid. I left in a straitjacket. No, I'm not joking. My mother and my sister had to wrap me up in my mom's sweat jacket, put my arms through it, and then tie them, cross them across my chest and tie them behind my back, tie the sleeves
I recognize
to
you.
get me out of there because
Yes,
I kept running back inside
remember.
to try to
You
find the
used to
dog,
work here.
and I kept
How are
hiding.
you?
And
Alive?
yeah.
Barb?
When I get to that, even as an
Barb
adult, when I
says
get to
you're
that level of
looking for your
dysregulation,
coworkers.
it's really hard for me to bring
Catnap
myself
wouldn't
down.
like that you're
It's really
here.
hard for me to, because
should
the
leave.
normal,
For
okay,
your own safety.
you're overstimulated, you need to regulate, you need to go touch grass. Those thoughts actually are not possible when you get to a certain point. And so this is where I say I'm really grateful for my mom, because she taught me how to recognize that I'm getting to that point before I get to that point. It doesn't always work. Very occasionally, I will still have these meltdowns. I'll come home and I'll walk in the door and burst into tears, and Babe is just like, and he just knows. He just knows. He just comes up, and thank God that fucking thing broke. I hate that flashlight. He just comes up and he gives me a hug, and he'll just squeeze me. I don't have to say a word, and I can just sit there and cry. And then if I just go crawl into bed and put my pillows over my head, he doesn't bother me, and he just lets me do what I need to do. So I guess that's still recognizing that I'm so insanely dysregulated, right? But for the longest time, I kept jumping or using the grab hand to get that. Did you know you could just reach up and snatch it? Jesus. I wonder how many times I had actually played through these games and gotten 100% on them before I figured that out. Probably up in the double digits before I realized that. Yeah. She's a robot, right? Well, I mean, I guess they're all kind of like
Listener,
cyborgs.
Are you? You're a lot like the other humans in that
I just
way.
thought of that.
I wonder if your screams will sound like theirs too.
Probably, but maybe a little higher pitched if any of them were
I
men.
look forward to finding out.
That took on almost a I was just picturing her in there just like, this one will not let me do it no matter what I do. That's fine. When she said it like that, I was like, calm down there, champ. You're not my type. Okay. I'm going to exit out and save, but I'm also going to close the window because now I'm cold. Hang on. I recorded the other game completely before I realized that I could mute the mic on this headset. So, that's a thing. Who else loves cream soda? God, I love cream soda. I need to get a cup holder for this chair so that I don't have to put the cream soda on the floor where it can spill on the carpet, or I almost set it on my laptop just now. If you're hearing a lot of rubbing, I'm so sorry. It's my ice pack. That's probably why I was cold. I should always just pick one or the other. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So we need to go back out this door. And it is best to have it open. And that is not open. So you want to wait for it to do that. Actually, no, I don't. I need to die really quick. As part of the jump scares. Hello. Thank you. There's a badge called Thrill Seeker, and it's getting at basically by literally every smiling critter. And so Huggy Wuggy is an automatic. You can't miss it. It's not missable. Catnap is missable, and it can be hard to get it to trigger. So, you know. I'll show you that later, but... Okay. We're going to do the Mist Delight chase in under 2 minutes, okay? Alright, so the first thing we do, grab the battery and start running. But, like, don't let go of the battery, and you need to pick it up in your blue hand. Don't make the mistakes I made, because you need your green hand. So, you're going to use that for basically everything. So, it is a trophy, by the way, the chase under 2 minutes. I may have missed a note, though. Yeah, I'm not going to look for it now, obviously, but... Okay. She can bust through those doors even when they're blocked. And so I like to do this backwards because she's going to appear at that door. But that gives you breathing room that you need for this next part. So I got the one on the piano bench, right? I don't remember. Huh. Ah. Da-da-da. Alright. Even if she's super far behind you, like she is behind me right now, she will appear instantly behind you as soon as you go through here. So, right? Like, see? Told ya. Insta spawn. And then she becomes Usain Bolt for a second. That's how you get that in under 2 minutes. It's the quickest way to get through it. Alright, let's get... Did I get it? Yep. That was all 6 documents. Since we did that, I am gonna go ahead and do, oops. The thing again. I know it's annoying. I'm sorry. But it's the only way I can guarantee that it's going to save everything properly so that we can progress. Also, I think I am going to do the don't die run after this. So, if you want to stick around for that, just so you, if you're like genuinely interested in that, I will put it in the video description when that starts. But, you know. So, see how it didn't save? Shit. Okay, so what I forgot, what happened was I forgot the save point isn't until after this. And I quit out too early.
One, two. No, no! Don't look at your feet! Look at matters! Again! Again!
Okay, I just want to make sure that
Jump! Jump!
that pops for me. So, yep, got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was my bad. I canceled, closed out of it before I yeah. There's the save. I gotta do that again. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That was dumb. All right. I like that it doesn't let you skip through the warning because that is a fact that if you have epilepsy or migraine, actually, flashing lights and things like that can trigger both of those things. Migraine and seizure function on the same neural pathways, and the symptoms are very, very similar in a lot of cases. So just think of it that way because that's how that makes sense, right? That they would kind of have the same triggers as well. So, and if you've had migraines or seizures, you know what I'm talking about. And you know, it's good to be careful because people with seizures have a very high incident of migraine as well, co-occurring. And people with migraines can also have an elevated risk of developing epilepsy. So just keep that in mind. The playthroughs of these that I watched after I played this game, obviously things looked really different because after the games came out, Mob put patches out. So it's really interesting to see some of kind of the glitchy things that occur. Like I have to hold down the I have to hold down the crouch and the run for just a couple of seconds to get it to hold. So I have it set to toggle, but it won't. Like you can't just click it once. They've repaired that in the fourth game, thankfully, but honestly, I think, the nice thing about, wait, I already did that, didn't I? It was that one that I did. The nice thing about console gaming is, especially if it's something that comes out on PC for a time before it hits the console, is that a lot of those bugs are fixed by the time you ever get around to playing it, so I do appreciate that. God damn it. I will be shocked if I get to the end of this with the grab hand trophy. I will be absolutely shocked. Like, it's not gonna happen. Because I'm a dumb. Okay, real talk. I grew up in the 80s. And we used things like that as jokes. Like, I'm so dumb. And I like to think I'm a little more resilient than I would have been had there been such a... Like, okay, I just realized something. It's self-deprecating humor, right? It is a way to make the joke before somebody else does so that you're not somebody else's joke, right? Like, it's a form of protection because I got bullied mercilessly as a kid because I was weird. And so I say those things, or I'll say silly things or joke about things like needing an adult or whatever. It's not fact. I'm a grown woman. I can handle my own shit, and I don't need to be treated like a child at any point. Okay. But I do think that self-deprecating humor, or the extremely dark humor that I share with my sister and my mother, as a form of protection and self-defense, has actually served me pretty well in the resilience department. All right. What'd y'all have for breakfast? I was super shaky when I got off work yesterday. Just haven't been sleeping well. And then just did not want to eat last night. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't feel it. It's that whole sensory processing disorder thing where my brain doesn't recognize hunger pangs, or maybe I don't get them because my stomach doesn't realize that it hasn't signaled me yet. It's a whole stupid thing. So I didn't end up eating last night before I went to bed. Totally forgot because I was editing a couple of other videos and playing the first and second game.
Hi.
What are you? Okay, so that's crafty corn. So we're gonna die by the corn. I gotta write this shit down, don't I? Okay, where's my notebook? Oh, I wish I could have wireless headset, but it... Oh, okay. It causes the lag in the... I don't want to do that. All right. Okay. I have to write down, there are 9 smiling critters. Whatever. And you have to get jump scared by 7 of the miniature critters here. I guess they call them the ruined critters here in the playhouse. So that was crafty corn. And I'm just writing this down until I get to 7. So I know that I have gotten everybody. 5, 6, 7. 7 does not come after 5. Okay. All right. Does anybody else have a favorite pen? That is one of the biggest things. I need a pen. If it feels scratchy and I can hear it or feel it scraping the paper as it's writing, it's a no for me because no.
Take me with you this time.
Hi.
Will you?
Well, I just died, so yeah, probably. That was dog day. So I don't like pens that bleed. I don't like pens that smear. I like smooth writing pens that don't feel scratchy or sound scratchy or have anything that is related to scratchy. And I like a gel pen, so I use the Pilot G2s, the 0.5, finest tip that they make. There is a tape in here, in that little tent. You don't have a light, sorry. And that's where you put that tape in. Okay. So the G2 0.5, what are you? Oh, that's Bunny Dude. What's his name? Hoppy Hopscotch. He wants to hop to the moon. Because it does not have that scratchy feeling and the super, super smooth. And then somebody gave me one of the limited ones. They're like $20 now. It's a silver metal pen. It's a really nice pen, and I have a couple of them, and it is my favorite pen. I just like the way it feels. I like the weight of it. I like how it presses on the paper when it writes. I like the way it sounds. I like the way it... Yeah, like... I used to find pens... What are you? Picky Piggy. I have so many different types of pens because I loved my grandfather's handwriting. Oh, God, so much. And so I would fill entire spiral notebooks with just whatever, like literally stream of consciousness writing. I would write books. I would like come up with ideas for stories and screenplays and novels and all this stuff. And just so that I could have pretty handwriting like my grandpa. His script was so pretty. I'm going to get to the next phase just because this is pissing me off and I hate doing this part. So we're just going to continue. It's a left turn because of course it is. And then a right, and then a shoot, and then a down. And then a right, and then a right, and then a down. Okay. So now I'm where I can evaluate what critters are coming for me. And you know what? I'm going to pause for a second, go to the title screen. It'll start me back at this spot, but it just, if I try to do any of the settings in, that's, how did the gamma get down to, that's what happened. Oh my God. I was like, what is going on? Is it because of the capture card and the way that it's feeding it? Like, what the fuck is happening? Okay, just make sure that it didn't, look at that. Oh, we can see now. Oh my, that's really annoying. It's really annoying. Okay, we haven't gotten Kit Ken Chicken yet. So, it's nice you can get up there and you can just see, you know, what critter is coming. We only have 2 more left. So, we've got to get the elephant and catnap. Right? Wait. Wait. I swear to God, I'm forgetting somebody. Who am I forgetting? Because it's only 7 of these. Why has catnapping ruined critters? What? Where are you? There you are. Bobby Bear Hug. There he is. Alright. Now I am questioning myself. Is it really just the elephant? Because if I have all of them from here, except 1, then we're good. I'll have to look at that. Because now I'm doubting my count. They cannot touch you while you're up here, by the way. That's why I'm standing on it, the circular thing. So when it comes time to have to actually beat this little section, you are going to launch from here because they can't get to you. And the best thing you can do is to just let them kind of gather underneath you. Come on, that can't be all of you. I think we're going to be doing Don't Die and Grab Hand in the same, which is a pain in the ass. There's Kickin' Chicken. There's a trophy for shooting at every type of smiling critter in here called Exterminator, so we're going to go for that too. So there was one time I played it and it had glitched because I didn't realize about the save on the throwaway profile. And I was standing up here and they just would not stop coming, so I could not complete what I needed to complete, right? Also, if you do that and you send them running, it can reset what critters are coming out, so you should not have to reload the game to get new critters. Found that out the hard way. Who is it? And where is it? Where are you? Who are you? Oh, Crafty Corn. Is that Bubba Fent? It is. Hi, friend. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna peek and see. 9 of 12. Uh-oh. I don't know. Go away. Go away. You're not who I need. Okay, so we have Crafty Corn. We have Bobby Bear Hug. We have Hoppy Hopscotch over there doing his circles. We have Picky Piggy. We have Dog Day. Right? I got Dog Day, right? Oh, Catnap. We haven't done Catnap. Haha, okay. You know what? So it was 8. I lied to you. I want you to know that.
I didn't lie to you. I was misremembering. I misremembered to you. I didn't intentionally mislead you. There are 8, so you do have to get all 8. Crafty Corn Dog Day, Hoppy Hop, Scotch, Picky Piggy, Kickin' Chicken, Bobby Bear Hug, and Bubba Bubba Funt. Okay, that's fine, whatever. C10 of 12. What am I missing? How many jump scares are in the Thrill Seeker Badge Poppy Playtime? Huggy Wuggy Chase. Yep, we're going to just sit here for a minute. Nightmare Huggy Muggy. Huggy Muggy. Miss Delight. Oh, that's right. Okay, we're good. We're where we should be. We are where we should be. There are only 2 more chases or jump scares, so. And that is the catnap monster, the big catnap, like the actual catnap, and the actual dog day. That's why there's 2 left. Okay, so we're good. We are proceeding on time. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this for a second. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll just splice these videos together. I'm gonna pause for a second, and then I will cut it out. Okay, so I came back here because I didn't want to make you guys watch the run through again. We're gonna go for the exterminator badge real quick. I wanted things to snack on, so I ran into the kitchen and I got snacks, and I snuck into my room to get my comfort sweats because I really wanted them, and some fluffy socks. When I was a kid, no, I did not wake up, babe. When I was a kid, we lived with my grandparents. You know, my mom was a single mom, and neither my dad or my sister's dad were in our lives. And so we lived with my grandparents, and I'm really grateful for that. I love them. But my bedroom was next to their bedroom. And so, so I don't sleep, like I said, and I would get these, you know, when my impulse control was 10 times worse as a kid, I would get these urges to write letters to my cousins. It's like stupid as shit. At like 2 o'clock in the morning. And the envelopes, I needed to address the envelope and get it ready so that I could put it, you know, to put out with the mail in the morning, put it with grandma's mail that she was going to put out for the mailman, right? So I would sneak into my, and I don't know why, at no point did I ever think that I should just ask for my own set of envelopes and stamps, right? Like, at no point did I ever think of that. But I would sneak into my grandparents' bedroom, and my grandpa slept with a pillow over his head, and he snored quite loud. I think my grandma slept with earplugs. I don't remember. But he had this giant metal desk. I did not mean to do that. I just wanted to shoot at you. He had this really giant, really loud metal desk. And I would get in there, and it would probably take me 20 minutes to get the drawer open without, you know, them noticing, to get out an envelope, to find, and then crawl over to the other side of the room on my grandma's side of the bed, find her drawer where she kept her stamps, get a stamp out, and then get back out to my room without waking them. I was a little ninja. So I have my fluffy socks and my comfort sweats. We'll get that exterminator. All right, there it goes. Okay, so now we got to let them gather again. And while we are letting them gather, I just want to say what we're going to do once they're all underneath us, because remember, they cannot get you here. So if you're going for normal play, like you're doing it how you're supposed to, you're doing all of the things, you've got to take these blocks right here and get them down onto those buttons at the bottom where the critters are coming out there. And then you got to get up here and push that button. And then this thing that you're on, you see it's attached here, it spins around and takes you to the back where there's a door. But if you are trying not to die, you don't want to do that. If you're trying not to die, you're going to ignore the left side altogether. So face this little console here. Look at the left side. We're ignoring the left side. We're going to go to the right here. We are going to go to the one because they come out of that little hole right there. You do not want to be there. Right? I guess they come out of that one too. I don't know why I said that. That makes absolutely no difference whatsoever in what we're doing. I just need to make sure that all of them are out and under us. Okay, they are. So we're going to jump over here, and we're going to do this really quick, and you're going to want to use both hands for this, and then let go with one of your hands, and then put it there. So it's a very grab with both hands, pull off, but then immediately let go with one of your hands, or else you'll pull that too far back. And see, they can come out of there, and they will. So we're going through here, and that's how you get through the Smiling Critters without dying. You just jump the wall. All right. I always say on stuff like this, like if you're being chased, if whatever you're doing, like stop and if you think you've made a mistake and you're going to get hit, stop and load game real fast because, yeah. So when you come in here, there's doors to your right. Open. Right. Hey. Now you're just pissing me off, okay? You want to go down into this hole. There's a trophy. This is Catnap's home. This is where he sleeps. It's actually just kind of... Look, it's sad and awful. And all the things. It's all of the things all at once. So many things going on in that room. Alright.
You're Pappy's angel.
We have to listen to him. There's nothing we can do.
Nothing left to save.
I'm going to give you a little bit of a trigger warning here because I am going to just stand here. First off, he has to kill you. And you can't die here. So I will have to run. But the critters are going to... the little ruined critters are going to come crawl up inside of him and turn him into a living puppet. And it's really fucking disturbing. So if you're... if you want to skip ahead... yeah. So here when he gets to the point... Hold on. You're not, actually. That would be Catnap. I would skip from right here. Skip it now and go forward about a minute. Just to, yeah. This is the worst, man. I can't even... Oh, how painful has that be? Look at this. This guy is going to go into his fucking eye. Ow. And now he has no choice but to come in and try to kill us. And we're going to let him. You know what? I don't want to run. Hey, I don't want to run. I just want to walk. La 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 la. La 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 la. La dee da. Oh, what a lovely playground. Oh, look, a dog. Can I pet the doggy? Really? I can just walk? Are you serious? I can stay ahead of him by walking. What? That's crazy. I love it. All right, let's see where we're at. Thrill Seeker. Oh yeah, we only got one left. Okay, so we are... One way to tell, by the way, the reason I keep looking at that, because one way to tell if you're on track is to make sure that if you're on PlayStation 5, I don't know anything about Xbox, so I don't know if it does the same, but if you go in, if it has that option for you to just kind of take a peek at the quick list of the trophies that you have not gotten yet, it counts the number, it tells you what number you need and where you're at, so. Okay. Alright. So left turn, of course. So there's the tube that we're going into, so we want to be standing on these. It is very easy to get hung up in here on different things, so just make sure you're running straight center of the tubes and that you're not hitting the edges, because that's what will get you. Like that. That will get you. That gets you right there. Fuck. You don't need to shoot that guy. Just keep running and then go left and then right. And we don't need that hand. I don't know why I did that. Okay. This was one of the most frustrating. I mean, I think it took me two weeks. I shit you not, 2 fucking weeks to get through this game without dying. Or to just get through this section without dying. Not to get through this game without dying. Because I was determined to do it and not have to look up how and not watch a video. And that's ultimately what I ended up having to do after 2 freaking weeks. Okay. This is so sad. Was that when they took the bottom half of him off? I feel like that was probably when they took the bottom half of him off. Okay. So I was thinking about hooking my phone into all of this and loading it all together for a video overlay to show you what I'm doing during moments when I can't do anything.
Hey, are you all right?
Because it's usually playing mobile games.
Body parts? I'm really glad you're okay. I don't wanna
ADHD
lose
for the
any more
win.
friends to this place.
You're not my friend.
Did you
I don't
see
even know
the
you, kid.
shrine? Catnap made it for the
Da-da.
prototype. See, before Catnap turned into Catnap,
I
guess
don't
there
know
was
if
some
I was...
pretty serious
Oh no,
accident.
it was Outlast 2.
Almost
That's right.
died.
I was like, was I hallucinating that this game had a finish in under a certain amount of time? And no, I was thinking about Outlast 2.
In
Okay.
Catnap's eyes,
Under 4 hours.
the prototype is a superhero and has saved this place.
Da-da-da. There's a... I love that you have to like go through the wall to get that battery. Okay. Okay. Hey, did it go in? It did, okay. There's nothing in here you need. Fourth game has a lot of documents, this one doesn't. Oh dear. Yep. You have to actually watch that. If you turn around and you don't actually watch it happen, you won't get the trophy. La, la. Oh, I did need this one first. Stooge. I forget sometimes what I'm doing. That's a save, so I'm gonna actually do that really quick. Now just spam X until we start over. If I decide to finish Ban on video, oops, whoops, the doodles. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and finish it without recording. I don't know. I haven't decided. Like, am I committed now? Do I have to finish my first playthroughs with you guys? That's what I'm talking about. It's hard to hold my attention, and it's easy to get my attention. I don't know. It's hard for certain things, god damn it, to hold my attention. it's just not resonating with me. I don't know why. Like this one, we were talking about the CG5 song earlier, right? Like that's, well, I feel like it's relevant and relatable, which is why I like that so much. But anyway, stuff like that gets my attention. So it was like, which Ban game is it? The third, I think, where you have to fight the two-headed turtle alien, the chameleon lizard turtle, or the Commertle. I don't know what you would call it. Kind of like Commertle better. Damn it, what am I doing? Sorry. Okay. Look where you're going. Oh my god. You've got to be kidding me right now. I'm just... I don't know why that was so hard for me. What was... Okay. Now for this one. Oops, wrong one. Okay. I still sometimes forget that there's a weapons wheel, basically, you know, for the hands, and it's like, oh. Just hit triangle a million times. That vent looks sus. I knew it. You know, I changed my mind.
Hi, thanks.
Okay, so this one here,
Out? You're hiding more red. Give it here.
there is one more click, y'all. Don't forget to do that final click or you won't get that trophy. I think I'm not gonna do the don't die run in this video. I think I'm gonna do 2 separate videos for it because I'm kind of feel like I'm gonna be done with the whole recording thing after this playthrough, so that's okay. I don't know. I'll decide. You know what? Maybe I'll do it in a separate video anyway, regardless. And then I'll either splice them together. Why would I record in a separate video if I was just gonna splice them together? That's stupid. Probably so the file doesn't take like 8 hours to fucking upload. Okay. So I'm gonna get all these doors open. Get all these panels open. I don't like that you have to look at the mask. Okay. This is my preferred method for these. So it just makes it easier to do it more quickly. Okay. That's the room that Bunzo Bunny toy got killed in, that Catnap stole him, by the way. Got too close to the door, I guess. Must be leaking air. Alright, this guy. Hate this guy. Alright. Nope, that's not the hand I need. That's the hand I need. Okay, so I like to just kind of bring these two, where are you? Out where you can see them. Because, and it's usually easier to do it through the elevator, but it also takes longer. So if you're able to get it, then this is the way I would recommend. Fuck my life, seriously. Yeah, definitely not getting the grab hand trophy on this run. Alright. May or may not attempt it on the next one. Okay. So you just want to kind of bring this guy over here. And we need him to go ahead of us and go off there and break. And God bless it. Come on. Would you? Okay. Like, just, I was just so tired. It would not come up there and drop to save my life. Like, I could not get this fucking thing to pull itself off. Thank you. You, sir, have my gratitude. I love that the whole toy factory is a toy factory. And the dogs are growling, which means that Babe is awake. He likes to hide. And it's so cute. They're little chihuahuas, but they're so protective of Mama. Whitey? Buddy, what is it? Yeah, I'm going to place a cup for a second because I don't think Babe is up. What were you growling at, Babe? What were you growling at? Huh? Do you need to go potty? Is that it? Yeah. Okay, give me a couple minutes, okay? Okay, go lay down. Place. He has heart problems, as I was saying. Oops, I forgot I need to move that. Oops, there we are. I know, buddy. We'll go out in a minute. I don't know what they were growling at. And now I want to look at my door camera. So what I was going to say is that Babe will usually, he likes to hide, and he gets them going, and they start growling, and they're like, "Brr," and usually it's him playing, but I don't know what happened that time. Huh. All right. Well, I need my mask here. All right. And I bet he heard was Poppy and Hank. All right. We can't avoid this either. Oh, I hate this. You can't cut through the dream either. Like, you can't skip it. It's very annoying. So I'm just gonna sit here. So I play with that. I know it's, let me just start by saying this is not a viable way to make extra cash. Okay? So like if you're thinking like side hustle can totally like buy groceries with it and stuff, this is not that. They build it up and they try to make it sound like it is, but it's not. Okay. What I'm talking about is an app called Free Cash, where you can, I don't know what's in it for the game developers, probably data, but honestly, they probably all have our data at this point anyway, so I don't know that it matters much, but, I play the little games. I mean, like overall, I think I've gotten about $100. I don't put a lot into it, and I've been playing it since 2021. So that tells you, like, no, this is not a viable option for actually making money. But I play those stupid little games, and they just kind of give me my. So that's what I was thinking. Like, I would hook up my phone to. And you could see what I'm doing when stuff like this is going on and we can't. You can look around, by the way. Like, you can. I'm just not. Alright. But I'm playing bingo and I'm really trying. They have like a limited time deal, and I think I might. They do this. It's going to consume your life. Let me just tell you, do not try to use this as a viable way of making money. Like, you need a job if you can, or mowing lawns will get you more money than this will. It's just kind of like, I feel, you know, I don't want to spend my disposable cash on things like Dutch Bros. So I use this for like the occasional coffee money. Hello, Mr. Prototype. I won't spoil anything for you. I'll just let you get to the end of the game with me. Okay. So that was fun. Catnap's voice box is still broken. We run everywhere. I haven't played Little Nightmares in a while either. I downloaded Myst. 'Cause I got it for free with my PlayStation. So what will happen if you did something wrong or if it glitched? That won't be open and Ollie won't call you. And you won't be able to continue. So if you use the box glitch where you pull it into the hole at the beginning of the Smiling Critters, you will not be able to progress past the counselor's office. So, you know, I mean, it's kind of fun to jump up on the edge of the map, but if you want to finish the game, it's not the way. Yeah, send me the fucking key then, dude. I just like sitting here jabbering away and I want the key. Thanks. Woohoo. So they said over here. That's right. So that was where we went after we came out of Home Sweet Home. It's just so neat though. Oh. Makes me really sad. Like, that somebody's so interested in making such a wonderful place for children that his legacy gets tainted with the Bigger Bodies Initiative. Like, and who else? Like, Andrew Ryan vibes for sure going on in Poppy Playtime with Elliot Ludwig, of course. And Atlas vibes. You'll get the Atlas vibes. If you're a BioShock fan, you know what I'm talking about. There is an Atlas in here as well.
Okay, that should be enough
So.
power. Now take that huge battery to the
Oh yeah, that's right.
production zone so we
That's
can
the
get out of
water expanding battery. You know those little dinosaurs that you get in the eggs and you throw them in water, they're foam and they expand and they get bigger? That's what I always think of when I see that battery come out of that little hole. La la la, la 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 la. Oh, Repo the Genetic Opera, that's what that is. Okay. Like, that song just started, the melody got in my head and I was like, what is that? I love that movie so much. Love Anthony Stewart Head. If you are a fan of the movie... Shit. If you're a fan of the movie Repo Man, we're gonna get chased by Catnap for a minute. The way I am doing this is the way that it usually works for me to not get caught by him. But you gotta do this for 1 full minute. And then we're gonna die intentionally because we need him to do the jump scare. Okay, so Repo the Genetic Opera was the inspiration for the movie Repo Man. It's a hard rock / metal goth opera. It's so good. About a single dad, or a widower he is. About a widower who is raising his daughter in like this post-apocalyptic world. And he's also a repo. He's also the guy that goes and repossesses people's organs when they can't pay for their designer organs. And it's quite violent. Okay, there we go. Eat me. Boom, baby. It's quite violent and brutal and bloody and all the things, but the music is, I mean, I'm a big metal fan, so the music is just killer. And it has Sarah Brightman in it. Like, come on. Who does not want to see Sarah Brightman in a horror movie opera? Like, come on. She's fantastic. The original Christine, man. Isn't she married to Andrew Lloyd Webber? I think. Yeah. Yeah, she was married to Andrew Lloyd Webber. I don't know a whole heck of a lot about him. I did go through that hyperfixation period when the movie with Gerard Butler came out. Like, to the point where I went and bought the original Phantom of the Opera, the silent film from 1920, was it 21, 27? It was in the 1920s when that came out. Maybe earlier. Oh, I can't remember. I have it on the shelf right next to me. But the novel, yeah, there is a novel, y'all. It is wild. It's a wild story. It's really good though. So, like, really good. They tried to do the thing with the mirrors in the original black and white film, but... Alright, so in order to not die, we're gonna run. God damn it. I'm all hit the button! He has changed. It's interesting that when he comes out of that door, he's his, like, normal cat. Oh, that's right, because you're hallucinating. I got with the program, it's fine. I forgot that the red smoke makes you hallucinate. That's why he changes right there, because he's rolled out the red smoke, and you start seeing him in his nightmare form pretty much immediately. Okay, that makes sense. This should be our last VHS. No, it's not our last VHS tape. Should be our. Wait, is it? Hang on. No, it is not. And we... Fuck, what did I miss?
Log code 24459. In relation, experiment 1006.
What did I miss?
The prototype. Stubborn as he is, and always silent with
You know what?
exception.
I think I know what it is.
Uncovering fresh data nonetheless. Today's
Okay, when we go back to do the Don't Die playthrough,
Coming through. There's no
Motherfucker.
time to waste.
I will read all the
It's on its
documents.
way. The room you're in used to be a sort of panic room.
Okay.
Not what it used to be.
I will read all the documents and play all the videos and wait, because it does that too, where if
Different glowing spots.
you try to bypass the video,
Good.
then it,
Now, in between the hallways, there's those two
like, you have to
side
sit there and
rooms
watch it.
on both the left and the right.
I'll do that. I'll do it a whole separate video. We will,
Catnap, use those.
we'll do a full playthrough
Gonna hallucinate.
with all the lore.
Hard to tell what's real and what's fake.
I guess we'll have to do that with the fourth game too. I'm not going back to do that with the first game though, y'all. Just not. You know what? I have to start over. Sorry. Title screen. Why did I do that, you ask?
Hope this is coming
Because I
through.
forgot to take the
There's no
thing out of
time
that
to
wall
waste.
before
Is on his way.
the chase
Room you're in
started.
used to be
So
sort of panic room.
I
Good. Okay.
I'm going for a trophy where you don't use those
Two
walls
side rooms.
to protect
Both the
yourself.
left and the right. There'll
But
be
if it's in there when the fight starts,
Block off the hallways before Catnap.
you won't get the trophy.
Try them.
Okay.
Good. If you see Catnap, use those.
And then putting the batteries where they need to be is definitely kind of like the easier way to go.
Try using your flares on Catnap.
Okay. All right. This is All right. So the grab hand trophy for not using your grab hand a million times ends when you reach this room. So you can fire as many flares as you want, and that is catnap. Damn it. Yikes. Okay. This is the eco-friendly trophy. This is why I recommend standing up here, because now you can easily, like, see. Some are hallucinations, some aren't, and you can easily see, there he is, all of them from up here. So. Okay. Back up we go. Okay. Where are you? If he does not disappear with the flare, it's actually fucking him. Oh shit. God damn it. I hate this one because it's so hard. I swear. Oh, go away. Go away, hallucination. Oh, if he's up here, by the way, it's always him. This is never a hallucination. This is literally always him. So anything else is a hallucination if he's coming at you from up there. Alright. Okay. Shit. Shit. I see one coming over there. I will fix the brightness on this, by the way, on that next playthrough. I can't really do it right now. Wait, is that a real one? Where is he? Where is he? Is him? Nope. I actually get a little anxious with this. By the way, if you don't close that fully, he will come through it again after you. So, okay. Okay. And that's him. Nope, I need this one. Okay. 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 You know, maybe my weird facial expressions would be welcome with this game. I don't know. Oh, I guess I should probably, you know, do that. Okay. Sometimes he can get back down here pretty fucking quick, though. Like, kind of interesting to me how... Okay. I think this is probably going to be our last... Yep, because... Whoa. So you just have to do it until that middle one starts sparking. And also the red smoke is flammable. So this makes me so sad. If you listen to the lyrics of Sleep Well, I mean, it's Catnap's song, right? I think it is. And it's really sad. And then right here where he's like, is he saying, please save me? Or is he saying, I've made myself worthy for you, make me a part of you? Or is he saying, you know what, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Please just end it. And I think I feel like that's that last one, because I think he actually like genuinely regrets everything. And it's really fucking sad to think about, you know? Okay. As I said, I will fix the gamma on this game for the don't die walkthrough. La, 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 la. And I promise it will be just as chaotic as this one. I have discovered that I actually have to jump up here to put the stupid battery in there, or it just keeps bouncing off. So dumb.
One step closer to winning. You've made your choice. You're staying to help Poppy.
You don't sound happy about it, buddy.
This win is yours.
That was very sarcastic. I want you to know that I found that to be very sarcastic. This is just so fun. Okay, dreams. Do you ever do stuff like this in your dreams? I have to tell you about that because, oh my god, I love it so much. I dream about shit like this all the time. And I like to jump like this in my dreams. It just feels good. I don't know.
Good, you're here.
By the way, obviously this one is not part of the smiling critters.
Impossible.
It's just catnap snoring.
Catnap's gone. The red smoke is
Yep.
diverted. Everything
Yep.
is falling into
Uh-huh.
place thanks to you. But if we're to keep going, then you deserve.
We have to watch it at some point, and I'll do it through the next one. She's about to show us a video. She's going to show us the Hour of Joy. Avid listener. I missed something.
We called it.
Yep, we're going to have to stop and actually watch all the videos again. Yee. Okay, so we'll do these two together in the next one. And then this one. I'm going to use chapter load to do these two. Because there's a place that you can do both really easily, so. I can't, like, laugh. Do you remember the Etch-a-Sketch? This is like basically the idea, right? Where you would put it and roll it around. I'm very sorry if I made anybody dizzy there. Okay, sorry. I'm sure you do. Yep, so agonizingly long. I'm gonna mute myself.
Anything to stay alive. I remember their cries. What's going on? Why is this happening? What are those things? Senseless slaughter. That's all it really was. They killed everyone. The guilty, the innocent. Didn't matter. All of that death didn't fix anything. And then, once it was all over, they dragged those corpses down below where they'd never be found. And they ate the bodies to stay alive. Prototype has to die for this. For everything. Soon as we reach the bottom, we'll send the lift back up. Just hold tight, okay? After you.
Kissy, I would just like you to know that I objected to this. I didn't want to leave you behind. I offered to do this thing myself, and pull that that lever
Once we
so
hit
that
the
you
ground,
wouldn't have to.
We need to be cautious. There's something.
So I just want you to know that not everybody forgot about your safety. Poppy.
No! We're coming! Just hold on! Come on, go faster! Kissy!
Alright. That's it. We're done. That's it. That's the end of it. It's all good. I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video now, and then I'll upload I'll put a normal title on it, but I'll upload the Don't Die Grab Hand Run is probably what I'll title it, but so that you know what video it is if you want to jump to that one. Okay.